Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Root, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Root Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open and let's make up the football gods on this Monday. And boy, we got some stuff to get to today. We got Micah Parsons basically saying, I've never been a loser in life. And we're going to get to that too in a minute. But it's Monday, of course. We all hate getting back to work on Mondays, especially after some great football that we had yesterday with the Pro Bowl. Cricket, 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 cricket. Yeah, Pro Bowl. There we go. A little slow on the trigger there. But don't worry, Monday night we have our live stream. We'll be talking about Kellen Moore coming back, the Dallas Cowboys, where we go from here, as well as anything and everything Dallas Cowboys related. So I hope you tune in Monday night as we get to that. And before I get to Micah Parsons, I'm amiss. I'm still doing some new things that I have to get used to. But I missed yesterday Charles Smith's birthday, as well as David Short's birthday yesterday. So happy belated birthday to both of you. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. So let's get to it. Micah Parsons yesterday went on to say, I've never been a loser in my life going to bet me into a Super Bowl. He's putting it out there that, hey, it's Super Bowl or bust. And I'm going to be working towards that every minute of the day. And you can look and say, this guy is now the leader, and this is now Micah Parsons' defense. This may be the dog and the person that we've been missing for a long time. You know, we've had D-Law has been, the de facto leader on the defense. From time to time, you've seen him really motivate people. I remember that game against the New Orleans Saints where nobody thought we had a chance other than me because I said the Cowboys will win. I literally said we'd win. And D-Law went on to say, it's hard to play great when you get punched in the mouth. And that was one of the best games of that defense there. But the thing was, it's never been sustained with the leadership of D-Law. Before that, you could say Sean Lee. Sean Lee was that quiet leader who led by example on the field. Problem was that Sean Lee wasn't on the field. Before that, you could say D-Ware. But we haven't had that guy that really just fires everybody up. That Charles Haley guy that's a little bit crazy. Okay, let's be honest now. Charles is a lot crazy. Lovable now, but crazy. You need a dog that you have to worry about disappointing more than getting beat by the guy out there. You have more fear of that guy, and this guy is on a mission. And this is what he had to say. We're going to bring a Super Bowl back to Dallas. Man, that's been in the back of my mind since I stepped into this league, Parsons told Todd Archer. It's sad we went out bad the way we did, but the opportunity and potential is still there. We've got to take advantage of it next year. I think we have all the right pieces, and we're going to keep getting smart pieces this year that will take it from there. But I'm telling you, I ain't never been a loser in my life. I've always been a winner, and I'm going to bet me into a Super Bowl. I just don't know when and how, but I know it is my plan and God's plan for me to be in a Super Bowl. Sound like a man on a mission to me. And for a guy who's had 84 tackles, 13 sacks, and was a one-man wrecking crew, and I dare say between him and Dan Quinn, the only reason that this defense really turned around. You couldn't look at our defense going into the season and saying, yeah, we're going to be a top 10 defense in scoring. We're going to take the ball away more than anybody else. We're going to give extra opportunities. We're going to score on defense. You did not say that last year. And I would dare say, don't bet against Micah Parsons doing just that. And that's the kind of players that the Dallas Cowboy needs. So many times you feel like when you watch the Cowboys play, you know, I don't want to insult. I don't want to disrespect. But, you know, you feel like you're going to church, you know. You got to make sure you don't say the wrong thing, and you got to be toned down a little bit, you know. Going to church, it's Sunday. Instead, the other guys, they show up like they're ready to go to a house party. A no holds bar house party rumble. They don't care, give a rat's ass about, you know, having a nice clean church clothes, nicely pressed. They're there to have some fun. They're there to get the drink on, get the party on, to break some shit up. And you need those dogs to get that mentality into those guys. When you saw San Francisco coming out the locker room, they looked like they were going to a party. They looked like they were going to a party. You heard Mike McCarthy talking about a team that was nervous. Were you nervous to go confess your sins to the preacher? That he might judge you after all and say, oh, wait a minute. Hold up. You did what? Open up. What? Okay, no. And that, my friends, is what we need. And we need that on both sides of the ball. We need these guys to be fired up and to get that little bit of an edge against others. Micah Parsons may be the guy we've been waiting on, the war daddy that Jerry Jones talked about. And I look forward to him with Dan Quinn in the second season. As he put it too, we're going to be even better next year in the second year of doing this. I pray and hope that it's right. I don't want to see a Chase Young effect where we have a sophomore slump. I want to see him feast on people. I want to see him put 13 sacks in the rearview mirror onto 17, 18. I want to see him as the guy we say, wow, straight out of the box, he's headed to camp. With the attitude and the mentality right now is the key. I think the difference of being that player that takes that next step, that's had that great rookie season, is they have to stay hungry and can't be satisfied. I think Chase Young believed all the hype of everything that was his rookie season and thought, this is easy, and coasted into the next year. And when you coast and don't stay hungry and realize, yeah, I was successful, now I got to work even harder. I got to become a student of the game. I have to understand that raw talent is only going to take me so far. I have to start developing moves, different plays, different looks, more speed, a little more weight, and more attitude. And if he does that, it's contagious. He becomes the leader that lets everybody know this is what is expected when you walk into that door. This is what we gonna do. And if you're not about it, you're gonna be in your face. That's what Charles Haley did. That's what I'm hoping Micah Parsons becomes. All right, so in other news too last night, it's probably not that big a news anymore. Alvin Kamara was arrested last night after the Pro Bowl. Apparently, there was a fight Friday night in a nightclub where a person actually was at the hospital. The police were dispatched to the hospital where they interviewed that person and so on, and then arrested Alvin Kamara. That's what we have right there. He's being accused of beating somebody. There's no other reports on exactly what happened. We'll deal with that more later. Also, of course, we found out last night that we get some more of Kellen Moore, that the Cowboys are keeping together the coaching staff. And I dare say there will be no excuses and no quarter given to the coaching staff, that they've got to man the F up and be successful, or it's going to be a short leash and they will be moving on to somebody else. we know that Dan Quinn is right there. If Mike McCarthy is not successful early, he could be let go in the middle of the season, and Dan Quinn could take over. So we'll see where that goes. So with that being said, this morning I have not seen the section, but this is called How the Cowboys Improve with the Same Coaching Staff Next Year. I got to say, Dan Quinn gets a second year to really get the subtleties of his defense together, to finish putting the pieces together that he needs to be successful, to get another draft underneath of them. The offense, how they can be better, is some better health and a better offensive line. And they need to start changing stuff. We'll see what they have to say, but let's just listen to them.
Of that hiring, our Adam Schefter then followed up by tweeting this. So the Dallas Cowboys now get to keep both of their coordinators, Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn, because it was Moore who had been in the running for that job, we believe, right up until the end. And so, RC, it does sort of beg the question. Oh, there you are. RC, it does sort of beg the question. They're just running it back in Dallas. In some cases, you would think, well, continuity. That's always a good thing in the NFL. But they're bringing back the coach and the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator from a team that really disappointed with the way their season ending. Does that make sense?
I mean, it makes sense if you believe in those people. But it doesn't make sense if the only reason you believe in some of those people is because other people like them. Because just because Kellen Moore has gone on all these different interviews, are you truly evaluating what he was as an offensive coach? Are you evaluating the progression of the Dallas Cowboys throughout the season? And you already know how I feel about Mike McCarthy, so I won't go back to that. What I'll go to is, where do the Dallas Cowboys get better? Where do they get new ideas from? Obviously, the defense is evolving, and the defense doesn't have the type of high-priced players on it that the offense does. And so if you're going to have the Tyron Smiths and the Zach Martins and the Dak Prescott, CDs, Amari, just to name a few, if you're going to have all of these guys, how do we get them to play better doing the exact same thing over again? And so is Kellen Moore going to evolve? Is Kellen Moore going to get more creative? And is Mike McCarthy going to allow him to? And so where in a lot of cases running it back makes a ton of sense and you get to have continuity, you get to have consistency, where are these guys going to improve and help their players improve that this makes more sense? To me, it's cool and it's all fun and we can brag about it if we're Jerry, but it doesn't make sense if they don't change.
Danny?
Yeah, Mike McCarthy will have the most amount of pressure on him out of anybody in the NFL next season.
Yep.
And it's not even close. Greeny, you have heard me say that quote before: expectation breeds disappointment. The expectation with this football team coming back basically in tow, and Mike McCarthy still is their head coach coming off of a 12-win season, has to be the NFC Championship game. And if they don't get there, or if they're on the road to not getting there, Jerry Jones is going to fire Mike McCarthy. Okay, now I do believe that this team has talent, but they also have issues and holes that they have to fix. They got to address their offensive line. 2 years ago, it was one of the best units in all football. It's become a weakness. Let's see if Tyron Smith continues to play football. I think that's got to be a conversation. What do they do with Amari Cooper? I wouldn't be shocked if this team cut Amari Cooper, candidly. They've got to make a decision because they pay him a lot of money. They got to find a way to keep their tight end, Dalton Schultz. They got to find a way to keep Randy Gregory at the defensive end spot. They got to get a playmaker at safety. So this is a good football team, but they got some issues and holes that they have to fix. But there's not a person in the NFL, player or coach, that is going to be under more pressure than Mike McCarthy.
I agree with that completely. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube for live streaming sports and premium.
That was it. Well, thank you, Captain Obvious. Boy, I wasted some time there. But yes, the Dallas Cowboys coaching staff, just like I said, has more pressure on them than anybody. I dare say that we're taking coal and we're making it into diamonds. Hopefully, the Dallas Cowboys thrive from this pressure, but I think that the Cowboys need an attitude change. I need to see more people with the attitude that Micah Parsons have, the drive, the will to succeed. And I'm hoping that we can get this all together. As always, you know, guys, I'm going to head up to the workshop. Got all kinds of stuff that I got to make for you guys and get out there. I'm also, too, still doing the keto, and got a colonoscopy coming up on Wednesday. So starting kind of an early fast, and I'm drinking black coffee. Let me say shout out to almost 500 people who have already subscribed to Cooking and Tailgating with Joe Boo. We're doing cooking live streams where I'm cooking dinner, keto-wise, at least right now. Yesterday was cheat day on the channel as well. So if you are looking to try and lose some weight together and we can support each other and things, by all means, check out the keto channel. Well, it's not just keto. I'm going to be putting up my regular recipes and things too. So if you're doing keto, you can follow, or if you just want to learn some different things to cook and all that, we can definitely work on this together. But with that being said, it's time for me to get up on out of here. You know how we roll.
Our coach here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is